Hey, everybody, welcome back to another edition of Five Questions with Paulist Fathers. I'm Mike Hayes, and Chicago is one of my favorite cities, and we're going to head out there to a guy who is celebrating 50 years as a priest. He's Father Patrick Johnson, but we all know him as Father PJ. So, Father PJ, happy 50. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much.
And let's get right into it. Question one, 50 years since ordination. Priesthood exactly the way you envisioned it, or have there been some surprises along the way for you?
Oh no, I'm not sure. I'm not sure 50 years ago I knew what it was going to be, but no, it's been very, very varied. Lots of unexpected things, good unexpected things. So, yep. I guess I'm mostly impressed and moderately surprised, I guess, by the variety of people I've met over 50 years, and lots of different cultural backgrounds and ethnic backgrounds. And of course, here in Chicago, we're surrounded with all kinds of variety. So, and that's been very enjoyable. And the number of people that I've maintained contact with all over the country, around the world, even. So, I've never expected that part. Of course, I regret that we didn't have email and all that stuff 50 years ago, because there's a lot of people. I guess if I worked at it or hired somebody to do it, I could find some people, but it would be interesting to know what some of them from 50 years ago are doing. But so it's been great,
Yeah, there you go.
including 8 years, over 8 years on active duty as a Navy chaplain, and
Yeah,
that added a lot of variety. So with the Marines and the Navy.
yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Question two, Father PJ, what's the one thing you remember most about your ordination day?
Well, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to say there are two things I remember. One is how gracious Cardinal Terence Cook was.
Ah,
He did ordinations, quite a few of them in New York. And I was always amazed at how many people he recognized from year to year. But he was a very gracious person. And the other thing would be the surprise appearance at my grade school best friend showing up at the ordinations.
wow.
I had no idea he was in New York, living in New York, and I guess my mother must have sent his mother an invitation, and he showed up, and that was a big, big surprise. So we hadn't seen each other for decades. So
Moms always know, right?
yeah, that's right.
Question number three, what's one prayer or prayer practice that's given you comfort over these 50 years?
Well, I'm a walker. I like to walk, and so I would rather walk places than to drive places or take public transportation unless I have to. And those are always good times for thinking and praying and thinking about people and remembering people who have either asked for prayer or remembering or dealing with a difficulty of some kind. And I'm a walking prayer person. So
Question four,
okay.
if you had a friend or a family member who was thinking about leaving the church, what would you say to them to give them hope?
Well, the first thing I think I would say is don't let anybody make you disappear. So, whether there's been some tangle or some disagreement, the church is bigger than that and bigger than just you and whoever might be giving you a hard time. And it's it changes, it grows. It's an organism that grows and changes, and the church needs you to help it do that. And it's also a very important place and community to stay connected to friends and prayer partners and people who can share your joys and your sorrows.
Yeah, exactly.
So don't let anybody make you disappear.
I always say it's amazing how much power people give others over their spirituality.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
And finally, question 5, it's a zombie apocalypse. And so
Oh,
who are 3 saints that you'd want fighting on your side against the zombies?
well, let's see. I would say the first one would be St. Paul because he could be very persuasive, and so maybe he would persuade them. The other one would be Francis because love was always a very love and acceptance and understanding of how we all fit together was a very important thing for him, and so maybe he could pray them, uh, could love them into putting down their nastiness. And the other would be, I guess, maybe Saint Monica, because she could, if nothing else, pray for them, like
Yeah,
she did for her son. So,
right. She might pray a little too hard, right?
yeah.
I love that story. Her, she said, I didn't want him to become a priest. And they said, well, you prayed too hard.
Yep.
So, Father PJ, thanks so much. How are you celebrating your 50th?
Well, it's kind of low key. I'm not a person that's big on all kinds of things, big affairs. But this weekend, I'll be preaching all the masses this weekend, and we're going to have some. There's something afoot that I'm not sure I know all of it, but there's some kind of a reception after the Saturday evening mass, and then some smaller things after Sunday masses. And I had the school mass this morning. All the school kids were there, and they did a little tribute at the end of mass that I didn't know they were doing or didn't expect. So, and then go to New York, and there'll be dinner on before ordination. And
Sure.
yep.
Well, embrace all of it because it's 50 years for you. And thanks so much for your priesthood and all the things that you've done in your priestly ministry and for the Paulist Fathers as well.
All right. Thank you very much. And I know that you're going to be ordained a permanent deacon on Saturday. So all the best in your ministry.
Thanks so much. We're classmates now, May 4th.
That's right. May 4th.
Star Wars Day. Remember that.
Yeah, right.
So, Father PJ and everybody out there, may the 4th be with you.
Okay.
We'll see
Thanks.
you all again next time.
All right. Bye-bye.